Welcome to Gearhaven. This is a gentle fantasy story from the world of the detective Glint, where mysteries are solved with kindness instead of fear. Find a comfortable place to rest and let the Lanternlight guide you. The city had been holding its breath. Detective Glint sensed it long before anyone complained. Streets felt tighter, conversations ended sooner, even the lanterns seemed to burn a little sharper than usual. Nothing was wrong. Everything was simply compressed. I don't know how to stop, the city admitted quietly. I've forgotten how. Glint walked slowly through the central avenues as dusk approached. Shops closed on time, but no one lingered. Doors shut. Footsteps hurried home. The city moved like someone afraid to pause. Glint waited in the square as the sky dimmed. At the moment the evening bell rang, something changed. Not suddenly. Not dramatically. The city exhaled. Lanternlight softened. The air shifted. People slowed without realizing why. Conversations restarted where they'd been cut short. A musician played one extra song. A baker stayed open a little longer. It feels strange, the city said, like relief. Glint nodded. You've been carrying too much, he replied. The exhale spread outward. Streets relaxed. Windows opened. Even the fog drifted more gently than usual. No one announced it. No one needed to. The city had simply remembered how to release what it had been holding. For one evening, schedules loosened. People wandered without purpose. Meals lasted longer. Laughter echoed down side streets that were usually quiet. The city did not stop functioning. It functioned better. As night settled fully, the tension did not return. Not completely. The city had learned something. Glint remained until the lanterns burned low. The square felt lighter now, less burdened by expectation. Will this happen again? He asked. When needed, the city replied. Not every night. Just when I forget. Glint smiled. Before heading home, he wrote in his casebook, a city, like a person, needs moments where it is allowed to breathe. The streets carried that lesson with them into the night. Glint remained in the square long after the evening bell had faded. The city did not return to its usual tension right away. Instead, it lingered in the quiet that followed the exhale, as if unsure whether it was allowed to hold on to the feeling. People noticed. A couple slowed their walk without realizing why. A shopkeeper leaned in their doorway a moment longer before closing. Someone laughed softly at nothing in particular, surprised by the sound of it. The city felt lighter. I didn't know I was carrying so much, it admitted. I thought this was just how I was. Glint shook his head gently. No one is meant to hold their breath forever. As the night deepened, the calm spread outward. Streets that were usually hurried softened. Conversations resumed where they had been cut short earlier in the day. Even the air felt easier to move through. The city did not stop working. It worked more kindly. Later that evening, a musician returned to the square and played one final song. Not because anyone asked, but because the moment invited it. A few people stayed to listen. Others passed by slowly, taking the sound with them. The exhale became memory. Not something to repeat exactly, but something to recognize when needed. Before leaving, Glint watched the lanterns flicker lower and felt the city settle into rest. Will I remember this? The city asked quietly. When it matters, Glint replied. Before closing his casebook, Glint added one more line beneath the earlier note. Relief is not the absence of responsibility, but the space that allows us to carry it. The square dimmed. The city slept. And somewhere deep within its streets, the rhythm of breathing continued. As Glint turned to leave, the city did not tense again. It moved quietly, steadily, without holding its breath. The streets accepted the night without resistance, and the lamps dimmed as if in agreement. Tomorrow would bring its usual demands. But tonight, the city rested in the knowledge that it was allowed to let go, even if only for a while. Glint closed his casebook, satisfied, and walked home beneath the softened glow of lanterns. Thank you for spending this time in Gearhaven. If you enjoyed this gentle mystery, you'll find more stories waiting in the playlist. Until next time, keep your lantern close and rest well.